Hey dude, guess what? I can officially go live now. Yes, I finally bought a mic. I'm currently using it right now. I will try to go live either weekly or bi-weekly to play games with you guys or future game updates. Or helping you guys collect skins like Tio, Umbra, Duakara. You know, skins you don't have, like me. Now, to be notified when these live streams are gonna happen, always make sure to check the community page on my channel so you guys will know what day and what time it's going to happen. But that's enough yapping, I'll see you guys there. T.S.P, also known as one of the most loved groups in the entire Piggy franchise. And no, it's not an exaggeration, it's literally the most popular group. Anyways, T.S.P has helped answer so many questions that remain a mystery in Book 1, as well as introducing new interesting lore that makes characters more loved or more hated, as well as technically having a role of being the antagonist of the first half of Book 2. But after the factory chapter, they pretty much just disappeared in the storyline, besides from T.S.P bringing Giraffe up north in the hidden ending, and Willow and Tigrery parting ways with T.S.P to start their own journeys. And recently, Minitoon showed a teaser for Piggy Inner City, which shows Kitty, who we know is a part of T.S.P, but apparently now is a part of a new group called the Liberators, which leads to a question: what happened to T.S.P after Book 2? Well, at first you might think T.S.P simply just changed their name to the Liberators with the remaining members, but that's not exactly the case. What if I told you T.S.P could have something to do with the capital? Now, before any of you watching start aggressively smashing your keyboard, preparing to absolutely shred this theory into pieces, specifically Minitoon Fan 99, which I am still trying to put back together. But anyways, to explain what happened at T.S.P, we first gotta summarize what happened during the main Piggy game. Okay, so Willow escapes jail and finds Tigrery, and later finds Pony to form the original group of T.S.P, which includes Willow, Tigrery, Pony, Pandy, Kitty, Felix, Kitty, Baron, and Philip. They break into a hospital and steal a sample of Substance 128. Willow forces Pony to infect Doggy, which led to Pony leaving the group, and finds Zizzy to form their own group of survivors. Willow starts treating Tigrery like shit. They later meet up with the Safe Place group and kidnap Zizzy, but she gets free, and the refinery blows up. T.S.P wasn't so happy, so they kidnapped the entire Safe Place group, which later got freed, and Willow was having none of it and was still treating Tigrery like shit. She wanted to 1v2 the player and Pony after shooting Giraffe, but later got folded. Actually, the entire team got folded, so now the player has to save them, besides from Willow. And now T.S.P likes the player. Also, Tigrery leaves, but Willow still wants a W, but gets interrupted by Zizzy's sisters, which gave her flashbacks to her brother William, who went missing. T.S.P offers to help Giraffe because he got shot, and Willow becomes an ally up until the lab chapter, which is in the north. Tigrery is found sneaking around over there, and Willow and Tigrery fight for a bit and later make up. T.S.P brings Giraffe all good as new because it turns out Katie's a nurse, and Willow and Tigrery part ways with the Safe Place group and go on their own adventures. And I assume they go back with T.S.P to get their stuff in their factory, since the outside of the breakout chapter is similar to the one in the factory, and from there they part ways with T.S.P, and that's as much as we know so far. Also, the reason I think both Willow and Tigrery left is because if Willow, the leader of T.S.P, never left the group, it would have never been changed to the Liberators and would have still been called T.S.P. And since the teaser takes place in Inner City, which takes place 10 years after the main Piggy game, that would mean the remaining T.S.P members would probably just change their name to the Liberators after Willow left, right? Well, you see, T.S.P did change their name after Willow left, but they didn't change it to the Liberators. Instead, it was changed to the capital. Now, when Minitoon Fan 99 was tearing my last Inner City theory to pieces, he did point out this one piece of evidence that changes everything and could prove that T.S.P could in fact be the capital. Well, what's this very important information, you may ask? Well, it's the notes from the actual Piggy Inner City, which are signed by someone named FF. This FF person is most likely Finley Fox, because a flower is next to the notes, the same flower Finley is holding in his skin, which will later be reworked into an actual knife. The notes pretty much say how Finley and some other people, most likely the original T.S.P members, were abandoned by their former group, which is T.S.P, as well as being thrown away by the government, which has really affected Finley and how he misses the times possibly before the infection. But how does this eventually lead up to the Liberators? Well, I'm going to summarize it and explain to you what exactly happened to T.S.P after Book 2. Okay, so after Willow and Tigrery left T.S.P, the remaining members of T.S.P still continue to be a group, and one thing I forgot to mention is that there's actually multiple members of T.S.P which are located in different areas all over Lucella, which could explain why T.S.P is capable of taking over areas in Lucella, as well as their notes being all over the Book 1 maps. But anyways, it's possible that the Lucella military, or what remains of it, finds out about T.S.P. and possibly tries to ally with them. Why, you may ask? Well, I mean, all the soldiers in the outposts are pretty much infected, and sure, it's possible there's other outposts out there, but because of how fast the infection spread throughout Book 1, it would honestly make sense that the Lucella military is desperate for recruits. And to be honest, T.S.P. is a very solid group if they're capable of taking over certain areas from Lucella. Anyways, the military tries to ally with T.S.P., but the original members probably didn't like the idea since T.S.P. as a group is doing pretty good on its own throughout the infection, and it's possible the other members disagree with the originals and want to ally with the military. And because Willow is no longer there to make the decisions, as well as the originals possibly being outnumbered, they were unfortunately kicked out of T.S.P., and as Finley states, the government took over T.S.P., officially turning it into the capital. With T.S.P. gone, the original members decide to make their own group, which is called the Liberators, and luckily for them, since they were the original group of T.S.P. and fought next to Willow, they probably know other locations that the other members don't know about, such as the factory and the remains of the refinery. So the original members get whatever resources they can find and try to help other survivors throughout the infection, as well as building their own shelters. And to further back up this theory, we not only see Kitty in the inner city teaser, but we also see Katie as a nurse this time. And looking at the surroundings, it looks like the same area where the teasers take place. Wanna know something crazy? Since we the player won't be playing as, well, the player, we are instead gonna be playing as a survivor. And the place where we first spawn in is the same place as where the teasers take place, which means that we as a survivor could be part of the Liberators, or we could have an option to join the Liberators, since there could be a possibility of other groups being formed throughout the infection. And as for the capital, they most likely didn't make the best decisions, which led them to be involved with some conflict with other governments around the world, which would eventually lead the capital to make a decision to possibly communicate with a certain symbol we're all familiar with, and I suspect that would eventually lead to the collapse of the capital, but we can't be too sure about that. We just gotta wait until Piggy in Your City finally comes out after almost 5 years of waiting. So in conclusion, this is what actually happened to T.S.P. after Book 2, and also a little fix up to my last inner city theory. But anyways, comment down below what you guys think of this. Follow me on Roblox, Twitter, and now TikTok. Subscribe for more Piggy theory, and like always, tengo un buen resto de su día.